let's start with understanding what is Claude and how it works in the backend, how you can use it for a use case, and how much does it cost to use. So Claude is an artificial intelligence or AI trained by Anthropic. Anthropic is the company name and Claude is their product. In a similar manner, ChatGPT is not the company. ChatGPT is just a product or AI of OpenAI, which is the parent company. So again, repeating, Claude is an artificial intelligence trained by Anthropic using constitutional AI to be safe, accurate, and secure. And this is what we want in AI, right? We want to have AI that is best suited for our work and has the best interest for our safety and accuracy. Now the main question is how you should be using Claude. Obviously, Claude can be used in different verticals like real estate, insurance, developing an application, or basically vibe coding. Even it can edit videos and handle end-to-end marketing and outreach for you. But that's the question, how you should be using for a use case. So if you can dream it, Claude can definitely help you achieve it. Claude process large amount of information, brainstorm different ideas. It can even generate text and code and help you understand subjects if you are a student, coach you through difficult situation, and simplify your busy work so that you can focus on what matters the most, and so much more. So definitely the sky's the limit with Claude, and in this 30-day series, that's the whole goal for you to understand and explore different use cases and how you can integrate and leverage AI in your business life as well as your personal life. Now comes the important question of money. How much does it actually cost to use Claude? So Claude has 5 different models. The first is free, which is very limited version, but obviously it has all the features, I would say important or basic features that you need in order to experiment and test out this AI. Then if you are a proficient user, you will be definitely on the Pro plan, which costs $20 a month or $17 if you are on a yearly plan, and will have access to better models, better context, and multiple other features that are not available in the free version. And if you are a Pro or Alpha user, you will be definitely on the Max plan, and even in Max plan they have 2 different options. The first is $100 plan and second is $200 plan. In $100 plan they are giving you up to 5x usage limit, whereas in $200 plan that usage limit is 20x, which is 4 times the $100 plan. Now the fourth and last second option is more for enterprise or corporate businesses. So we have Team and Enterprise Claude plan, and last but not least we have Claude API, so that you can use directly inside your workflows or applications without you having to pay for these monthly plans and only pay what you consume through API. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, the Max plan is the best plan because it gives you access to all the features of Claude Code Cowork, and it has generous, or I would say decent, output limit, so you're not going to hit that wall of you having to wait for next 5 hours to unlock Claude. Plus this Max subscription will give you multiple advanced features that will not be available in the Pro version, and to name some of the features like dynamic workflow, ultra code, and so on. But at the same time, I'm not indicating that you need to have on a $200 Max subscription. No, please don't. If you're just getting started, use the free version in order to experiment and test out, hey, this is the right fit for you or not. For example, if you look into my usage or how I started using Claude, so I came across this new tool that was the hottest thing at that moment in X, LinkedIn, and all the other social media platforms around January 2025. And I was testing and playing around Claude AI for that whole month, and I realized that hey, this is something new and different than our normal ChatGPT experience. And in the month of Feb, I started with the Pro version, which is around $20 a month. Therefore, as you can see, after just using for 2 months, I knew the potential of this AI, and then even in the mid subscription, I switched to the Max version, which is $200 one. And from then on, I am on $200 Max subscription every single month. Even we have 3 accounts. So this is one of my account. This is for my personal life. Then we have a team account as well as another account just for vibe coding, because we are constantly hitting the weekly usage limit even just after resetting in 1 or 2 days. And that's why we need 3 accounts. So we are cycling through different accounts in order to get the max out of it. Therefore, I want you to follow the same path. If you are on the free version or you are just getting started, don't upgrade at all. Just test out with different features, understand how it works, how you are implementing with your use case, and how was your experience. If it was good, then definitely go with the $20 Pro subscription that will unlock your context window limit and multiple other features inside Claude. And then once you fully understand the power or leverage that you can get with Claude AI, you will definitely switch to the $200 or $100 plan according to your budget. Now I know $200 is a lot. Like if you are a student or if you're just getting started, there is no point of paying AI $200 every single month if you're not getting that ROI. And that's why for the first 2 months, you will understand, hey, this is how I can automate one of my process that is saving me up to $500 per month. And then it will make sense for you in order to invest in those max subscription. Either it can be $100 $100, $200 plan, and you are getting the ROI from it. Not to forget, you can buy extra credit on top of your plan by loading it with extra balance, which I wouldn't recommend. That's why I was mentioning we have 3 different accounts to squeeze the most amount of water or ROI from Claude subscription and not pay with extra credit, because it is going to use this like API. One good news for you is if you are a student or if you cannot afford this $200 Claude Max subscription, inside our school community, we run on a monthly basis where top 3 contenders get $200 Claude subscription completely for free. So I will drop the link to our school community first link in the description, which is the community full of builder and our inner circle, where we have this full end-to-end complete courses, weekly calls to help you or assist you with anything, and prize and giveaways like this. So if you want to get your next $200 Claude Max subscription, definitely check out our community and check your leaderboards. Now it's time to set up our Claude. So head over to claude.ai and log in or sign up with your account. And yes, it's free to get started with. And here we have our beautiful dashboard, where on the left hand side we have this multiple features options. We have our bookmark chats, our recent chats, and on the bottom left corner you have your name and your current Claude plan. And on the right hand side we have our prompt bar so that you can engage and chat with Claude AI. So let's say hi. And there you go, this is called AGI. End of the lecture, that's it. I'm just joking. The first thing you need to do is, before you even start using Claude, is to personalize Claude according to your use case and industry. So head over to your account setting on the bottom left corner, click on settings. Inside general, the 2 vital things that you need to do is, first, what best describe your work, and instruction for Claude. Why this one is important? Because it will set the scope before even starting your conversation. Let's say data scientist, so it will understand before even starting or answering anything that hey, you are working in this data science field or data science industry, and that way it will slightly personalize your answers according to your industry. For instance, if you have selected marketing and you want to, let's say, learn about data science, so Claude will treat you a complete amateur regarding data science, and it will help you break down each and every topic like a very beginner answers. And that's why it is so important to select the category before you even get started using Claude. So if you are a student, definitely select that, and you will see much better detailed answer and breakdown of each and every single topic, as well as your answers will be much simpler and easier to read. Because before I was a student, I just graduated and I was using Claude on the student category, and my answers were so good. Like whenever I had a difficult topic that I can understand in algebra or calculus, it will help me break down very deep and detailed step-by-step way. But now as I'm in engineering, if I ask the same question, it will not have the detailed breakdown of the answer. Okay, so enough debating, but definitely select your category according to your use case. So if you're a writer, if you're an educator, select like that. Now instruction from the Claude. So Claude will keep this mind across all of your chat with Claude AI and co-work as well. So definitely we want to personalize Claude according to us, and not just another normal chatbot like you are having chat with it that does not have any context about you and how you would like it to answer to you. So we want Claude to write like an actual real human, and actually just by writing this one line, it will definitely transform your answers in much better way. Stay professional yet casual, and I will drop this inside the description so that you can easily copy and paste this inside the instruction for Claude, and you will get much better humanized answer and not those AI fluff. Words like transformation, then unleash, we have unlock, we have revolutionary, etc, etc. You will not have those in your answers. Then straight away move on to capabilities and enable this option, generate memory from chat history. So what will happen is, once you are done with your session with Claude, it will generate a summary or a bird's eye view of your session history, and it will comprise them and store it into a memory. So next time we are having a session or a chat about the things that you have already talked before in a different Claude session, it will still able to recall from memory. For example, what is the name of my company set up in Dubai, UAE? Right now, as you can see, it is a fresh chat. We haven't fed anything, and still it will be able to recall that from memory. And there you go, it has access from memory and grab the name of my company. On top of that, you can modify and update your memory from settings. So head over to view and manage memory. I'm going to blur everything out because it contains all of my private information, and you can modify any of this existing information as you like. The next option we want to enable is search and reference chat from our past chats. So enable this so that it allows Claude to search from relevant details in the past chats. Then there is another famous feature. In order to beat down other AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, you can import memory from other AI providers. So click on start import, and whatever chat history you have, let's say in ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, you can directly feed this to Claude so that you don't have to start everything again from scratch, and Claude will already have all the context from those other AI providers. Then in general, we have tool access mode. This is very important because we don't want to have tool already loaded in every single chat, as it will compact the session very quickly. We only want to load tools when needed. Now you might say, what are tools? So if you go back to our chat and click on plus, you will be able to find these connectors, and these are the tools that I have connected inside my Claude session. So I can say, hey, can you create this presentation in Gamma, and it can do it straight away inside this chat without me even having to open, let's say, Gamma, Apollo, or any of these existing connector tools that you can connect with. So we don't want to load this tool beforehand in each and every single session, because right now in this chat I don't want to use Apollo at all. So there is no point of wasting context by preloading all the tools before even you start the session, and that's why we want to enable or load the tools when needed. So select that. Then also enable connector search. That will make Claude automatically search for the right tools inside a directory. We have visuals. Definitely we want to enable artifacts. I will show you what are artifacts, inline visualization, everything much later in this lecture. And last but not least, we want to enable all the things here: code execution and file creation right inside the chat. That's all the pre-configuration you need to do in order to hyper personalize your Claude session or your Claude plan according to your use case and particularly to you. Now it's time to understand which different models you should use for different use case and when to enable this thinking mode on or off. Starting with models, right now I'm using Opus 4.8, but if you are watching this video after a year, there will be definitely a different class of model with different numbers. So generally numbers don't matter. What matters is the class or the family this model belongs to. So we have three different families here. We have Sonnet, Haiku and Opus, and as you can see there is this another family model which belongs to the Mythos class, and that's why we have Mythos-Phi and Fable-Phi inside it, but right now it is currently unavailable, but after a week they are going to enable for all the users. Coming back to our point, number will not matter, but the class family will matter. So Opus is generally regarded the best or state-of-the-art models for different use cases like creative writing, coding and multiple other things. Then we have Sonnet, which is like the middleman. It is definitely good, it is definitely fast and slightly cheaper than Opus. And last but not least, we have Haiku, which is the fastest and cheapest, and thus it will not have that great kind of quality that you will get in your outputs. Therefore the main question is when you should be using different models for a use case. So whenever you are having a, let's say, a simple email reply or you're doing a simple math calculation, definitely go with Haiku because it is very fast and it will not consume so much of your usage limit. Then comes Sonnet, which is pretty good, fast and efficient, and most of my chat are in Sonnet 4.6 because let's say I'm doing simple presentation or I'm doing some brainstorming about marketing or anything like that, I'm definitely using Sonnet because it's genuinely efficient for usage limit and you're not compromising on the output either. And last but not least, we have Opus family having the best state-of-the-art models. Obviously there is a bigger tier which is Mythos family, which even surpass Opus tremendously in terms of benchmarks, but as I said it is currently unavailable. That's why for me the state-of-the-art model is Opus family. Now let's talk about effort level and which one you should be using. So by default it is set up as high because it is having in the middle sweet spot, whereas if you're using the max effort, it will genuinely take so much of your time and even hit usage limit much faster. So I would say extra or high is sufficient, and generally I won't recommend lower medium because you're not getting any ROI out of it. And for thinking mode, thinking is basically reasoning per step. So whenever you are having a chat and if you have thinking mode on, it will first think or reason before giving the answer, like, hey, this is the right approach or not, or should I go this way, or should I go this way and that way, etc. So I definitely recommend enabling thinking mode on for any complex tasks like coding, creating a PRD, doing some crazy math calculation, or creating any presentation, marketing report, financial thing, etc. Then we have this two voice to text option because I hate typing and I don't want to type those big prompts manually. I want to use my own voice so that I'm easily able to interpret or say my ideas, and AI will able to easily understand, hey, this is what I'm talking. Because let's say you are typing, you're not going to type after 60 seconds, so you're just going to slack off or you're just going to get lazy. But if you're enabling this voice mode, it will automatically convert your voice to text or basically your prompts. Now talking about this plus button, which has a lot of upside and potential if you're not using it correctly. From here you can definitely upload files and photos. You can even take a current screenshot of your window. You can add this current session to any projects that you have created. Don't worry, we will talk about projects later on. Then you can add any of your GitHub repos so Claude can get full context about the repo that you have inside your GitHub account. Then we can manage our skills from here. After that, we have our plugins. Here we have connectors that we talked about before. And here we have this two options of deep research mode and web search. Definitely we want to enable web search every single time. So whenever Claude or any AI has some question, it will perform web research before giving any answer. So it is not fabricating any data or analytics. So let me show you what deep research look like inside Claude. So I just entered this one simple prompt, do a deep research about clay.com, which is an B2B enrichment platform. So it will ask this question in form of MCQ, and to make sure that it is not doing research on the things that you don't want, and it will make sure that your research is personalized to the answers that you are looking for. And once you provide these answers, it will start conducting a comprehensive deep dive into clay.com, covering all the areas and majority of what is available on the web, and gather everything for you and condense them into this one beautiful PDF format. So you can also see where it has get this data, basically citation of where it has get this context from. We can see it did a deep research on the founder of the company, then their company funding data, what this product is about, why they are the top one in their industry or the Swiss knife army, the technical infrastructure, and literally everything that you need to know about this company. So just give it a go, and it will take around 10 minutes to do this comprehensive deep research. But after that, you have everything that you need to know about the company. And after reading and going over through this once, it will save you ton of hours of manual research. Just imagine you have to go to all of these websites and read every single blog article on the internet and summarize everything on your own. But whereas with deep research, so if you are in marketing or finance industry, just by using this one particular feature will save you 10 to 20 hours every single week. Or if you're a founder, you don't need to hire a research team. You can definitely use this Claude Deep Research, which is different from web search, and will have a symbol like this magnifying glass. So definitely check out and play around with all of these features. Try to upload different files, either it can be PDF, photos, even CSV or Excel's file. And don't worry about these three things: skills, plugin, and connectors. We're going to cover that in the next video. Now from here, you can rename your chat. Let's say Manthan cannot remember anything, or whatever you want to rename to your session chat. And from here, you can share it with your friends or family. So let's create a public link, copy this, and let me open incognito window. Anyone can see what I was chatting in my session with Claude, and here is our session name, Manthan's answer. Let's close this, keep private. And now let's discuss all of these features. So chats is basically gathering or history of all of your previous chats. Then we have projects, which is going to be very game changer for you to not over explain or repeat the same thing over and over again in each and every single session. So I have created this LinkedIn ideas project. Let me open that. And obviously there are multiple projects that I have created. Therefore, definitely start creating Claude projects for a custom use case. Basically, you need to understand that project is not jack of all trade. It is just jack of one trade. You have one specific problem that you want to solve. In my example, I want to gather LinkedIn ideas and I want it to write LinkedIn copies for me. So what I will do is I will create this project. I will name it as well as give simple description to it. So name of the project is LinkedIn ideas, and this is the description. I want to find new content ideas from my LinkedIn profile. And here comes the instruction. Instruction basically means you can customize or set behavior of your AI assistant, what it needs to do. You are my personal LinkedIn copywriter. Then in your knowledge base, you have 100 plus successful LinkedIn copies. You can understand the sentence framing and all of the things that I want to include inside this project. Definitely in my LinkedIn post, I don't want to come off as an AI written. So write like a human, don't have this X, no Y, no Z. Like this is one of the example, no coding needed, no experience needed, just describe. Then these are a number of rules that I want it to follow every single time. What to do, what not to do, rule number 2, and etc. So you can definitely tell it is a very detailed instruction, very huge. And this is the best part. I don't have to repeat this ever again. I just have to set this as an instruction inside my project. Click on save instruction and I'm good. I don't have to re-explain every single time in every single new session the same things over and over again. And now comes our knowledge base or file management. So in this project, I have dumped all of my successful LinkedIn copies here. As you can see, this is the CSV file I have dumped in. then all of my top performing visuals so that it can understand, hey, this is the post asset that Manthan is attaching and it has to rewrite like that. Then average post data, never use these words. Then one of the best performing LinkedIn content, then top performing CSV file. I have dumped literally every single thing inside it, so that way it can understand my tone of voice, the things that I like to include in my LinkedIn post, what is our signature role, how we want to structure our LinkedIn post, and that's how you can one-shot a beautiful LinkedIn post in just one simple prompt without you having to re-explain your tone of voice, structure, pattern, anything like that. To give you one example, let us side by side compare our project chat and normal chat. This is the same account, but on the left hand side we have a project window and on the right hand side normal chat. Here we want to write a simple LinkedIn post about vibe coding. Don't ask me any question, straight away write the LinkedIn post. Now in my signature style, I definitely include this over to you every single time at the end. This is what you can say I always use inside all of my LinkedIn posts, and this is inside our LinkedIn session chat. But if we use the same thing in our normal chat, I will definitely guarantee it won't have that signature or call to action. As you can see, it does not have that over to you thing. I have that in every single one of my every single one of my LinkedIn posts. So as you can see, it searched for all the project context before it fetched the LinkedIn Manthan post from highest to lowest and has started writing in copy code format. And as you can see, it added that signature of over to you and the question. Plus it also flagged that it has a soft not X but Y pattern in the last second line. So if we want to remove this, we can do it very easily. So you can see the difference between normal LinkedIn post in normal session, though these are the same accounts that have the same context about me, but having this LinkedIn project section that contains everything that it needs to know about how to write the best performing LinkedIn post in just one prompt. Therefore, start creating projects for a particular thing that you want to solve or you are having problem with. For example, I keep both of these separate, Instagram script and LinkedIn script, because I don't want to overbloat or have the context wrote inside my session that has everything in just one project, and it is not going to get the best output of it. Either it is going to confuse with, hey, you want a LinkedIn post or you want an Instagram script. That's why I'm having these two different projects for two different things. In a similar manner, I have my software which is TiltIt, a 3D animation software, and what I did is just dump all of the context of what is the tech stack, what are the presets we have, our Claude.md file, our preview, everything, and then whenever I will have chat inside my project, it will know everything about my software, which are the tech stack that I am using, what different presets we have across categories like focus, drift, orbit, etc. Then our pricing plan or subscription, or what tech stack that we are using. Under the hood we are using Next.js application and we are using React 3 Fiber for 3D scenes. So I hope I made myself clear why you should be using projects if you have the same task and you're repeating that again and again. So there is no point of starting everything from scratch in every single session. It's better if you create a proper knowledge base inside project and have much better output and quicker and accurate response that you want from your AI assistant. And last but not least, it will automatically create the project memory like we have in our normal memory. So this is our project memory. If you open it from here, and in other words, project memory is basically purpose or context of your whole project or what it understands, and just summarizing or creating that bird's eye view of what you want to achieve in this project or what problem that it is going to solve for you. What is Claude Code and why is everyone so obsessed with it? Claude Code is an agentic coding tool built by Anthropic team, or in other words, an AI coding assistant that can help you build features, fix bugs, and automate a development process. It understands your entire code base and can work across multiple files and tools to get things done. But the biggest myth about Claude Code is you need to have a technical background or you need to be a developer in order to actually utilize the full potential of Claude Code, and that is completely false. Yes, you can run and use Claude Code in multiple different verticals beside from coding or development tasks like editing your video files, running end-to-end outbound campaigns, and many other things. So please don't be afraid to use it, because the tool name is Claude Code and they have attached the word code at the end that makes most of the non-technical people slightly fear or not even touch it. To prove my point and give you a better example, let's say I'm a full-time content creator. So I won't be using Claude Code so much in terms of development or coding side of things, but I will be using Claude Code to automate my content workflow. Either it can be creating this carousel series, editing my videos, choosing the sound effects, creating this infographics, everything is done by Claude Code. So we have this carousel series. It is a seamless carousel series. When you swipe on, it will have this connecting roads with it. And to surprise you, this was made completely end-to-end by Claude Code. So here is the entire series, as you can see, and it is right now in my local host, which basically means that I have this project inside my Claude Code that is helping me creating this carousel series in just one single prompt end to end without me having to hire any designer or know any design skill myself. Then to show you another example, we have this infographic. Now it might seem that it looks real because we have this VS Code terminal, macOS traffic light, this interface, but to again surprise you, this image was completely generated by Claude using code. So we have this infographic here. Let's open this one. So I have this entire directory of carousel library where all of these carousels you see on my profiles, either it can be on LinkedIn, Instagram, everything is done by Claude Code. There is no designer, nor I'm using any Canva or Figma. Everything is designed pixel by pixel by using code, and all of that code is written by Claude Code. So we have this entire image here, and what I will do is I will just download this as a PNG file and put it on my social media profile and get tons of engagement without me having to do anything and just by using one simple prompt. Then you might be asking how come Claude Code can help you edit videos with you. So just to show you another example, we have this whole animation series where it is helping me with all the animations and editing my Instagram reels and YouTube videos. So this is just one example where we have this Claude interface and this amazing animation entering in the prompt bar, and we have the response. Then we have for this Cartesia, which is an AI voice model. I know you might have seen this type of animations, but trust me, we are at the point where we have Claude Code and all of the state-of-the-art coding models can help you automate your day-to-day life. Then this is another example of this infographic, and it got around 9,000 likes, and again completely done by using Claude Code. So if we go back, here we have our SEO playbook. Again completely done end to end by using Claude Code. So I hope I proved my point that you can use Claude Code no matter whatever industry or niche that you belong to. Either it can be real estate, insurance, mortgage, or literally anything. You can definitely use Claude Code to automate some part of your daily routine. But at the same time, I do have to mention that Claude Code really excels in terms of coding and development side of things. And as you can see, I have one of my software business, which is TiltIt and 3D animation software, completely coded, or better say vibe coded completely by using Claude Code. Another example is this English speaking coach, which is Impromptly.ai, again done end to end by using Claude Code. Then just to show you this last example to convince you that you can use Claude Code to turn your ideas into fully fledged product. So we have this Mac OS app, which is PenAnywhere, that helps you annotate on top of any screen, again completely vibe coded by using Claude Code. So it does not matter which industry or niche that you belong to, you can definitely use or leverage the power of Claude Code to automate your life, and this video is exactly about that. So without further ado, let us set up Claude Code and start ramping it up. Obviously there are so many different ways to use Claude Code. First, it can be inside your terminal or PowerShell. Then you can use in any IDE like Antigravity, VS Code. Then they also have a Claude desktop application where we have Claude Code and you can use it from there without any manual setup before. Then we have in the web version, then a plugin from JetBrains, and several other ways. But in this video, I'm going to show you 3 different ways on how you can set it up, and you have to select which one you like. You don't have to be so focused that you have to only use this one and not this one. It is nothing like that. You can use Claude Code wherever you want, and most importantly, where you are comfortable with it. So the best way you can set up Claude Code inside a system are first inside terminal or PowerShell, second inside IDE. IDE basically means integrated development environment like VS Code, Cursor, Antigravity, and last but not least, inside our Claude desktop application. But the pre-configuration for all of these 3 is first setting up Node.js inside our system. So head over to nodejs.org. First, we need to set up Node.js, otherwise we won't be able to run Claude Code inside our system. So click on Get Node.js, and for the system I am right now on macOS, so I will select .pkg file. And trust me, you don't need any technical background to set up and run Claude Code inside a system. And in this video, I'm going to show you everything step by step, so you're not left hanging off in this entire process. Once we have our Node package installed, let's open that. Click on Continue, Continue, Yes, Agree. Click on Install. Let's enter our password. Awesome, the package is installed successfully. Let's close this. Now go to your home screen or desktop and we need to open our terminal. So we will use Spotlight for that and type in terminal. First, we want to make sure that our Node.js is installed successfully or not, and that's why we will type node --version. Awesome. So if it reflects anything like that, version 24 or higher, it means that you have installed it successfully. Now it's time to set up Claude Code. Again, it is just one-time setup and you don't have to repeat this anytime afterwards. So if you are using Mac OS system, use this command. If you are using Windows, use this one to install Claude Code successfully. So let's grab this. And I will have this command in the description, so make sure to check it out and paste it here. It will take some time if you are doing this for the first time, and as you can see, it is reflecting us. It is setting up Claude Code and installing the latest version to it. And there you go, Claude Code is installed successfully without you having to do anything except just by running this one simple command. Here we have our Claude mascot and the model that we are currently using, which is Opus. For the first time, we need to sign in with your Anthropic account. Here is our prompt bar and we will just type /login. So sign in with our Anthropic account, and as you can see, I have already done that, and right now I am on Claude Max subscription. And that's how you can start running Claude Code straight from your terminal. So I will say hi. Hey Manthan, how can I help you? And now you can go back and forth and start prompting and start building your ideas into fully fledged product. First of all, let's change our model to Fable. So right now I am on Opus 4.8 and just type /model and select the AI model for Claude Code. We will select Fable, and as you can see, we have Sonnet with 1 million context window, Haiku, but as of now we will select Fable. Yes, switch back to Fable 5. And the last but not least thing, we have this extra high effort. So you can also change the effort of your Claude Code session. Again, type /efforts and we will select the effort right now. As of high, you can set to medium or you can set to ultra code as well. But now let's say you close this terminal and you want to ramp up Claude again. How will you do it? Just again open terminal and just simply type in Claude this time. Yes, I trust this folder. And there you go, we are back inside our Claude session. But be mindful that right now if you open this terminal straight away from your home screen, it has access to all the files in your desktop, and we don't generally want that. We want Claude Code to only work in isolated projects or folders, and that's why set up any folder that you want to currently work with or create or build applications inside it. So let's create new folder. Let's name this as demo Claude test and then open that folder. Now press Option key and you will see at the bottom this navigation of your directory. And now let's click on our folder and then right click on a folder and open terminal that way. So you can see we have these two different terminals, but this one has access to our entire computer and this one has access to only that folder or project that you want to work with, because we don't want any funny thing happening inside our computer. So let's type Claude again. Yes, I trust this folder, and as you can see the directory is right now to this particular folder only. So I'm right now inside my desktop and this folder is named as demo Claude test. Yes, I trust this folder, and we are back with our Claude Code session that has access only to this particular folder or project that you want to work with. Right now this entire directory is empty or blank, and we can ask Claude Code something like, hey, what can Claude Code do? Let's type that. Claude Code is an AI coding tool that works in your terminal, IDE or web application. So it can read files, edit files, run shell commands directly and do multiple other things. Now let's make Claude Code do some actual coding for us. It is going to be simple task, so don't worry. We are going to say add a hello world function inside our main file. The folder is currently empty and there is no main file, so it will create one. It is going to use Python language since no language was specified. And as you can see, it is right now writing that main.py file for you. Done. The folder was empty, but it created main.py file with hello world function inside it. So we have this file inside our project without us having to do anything at all. It has first understand our request, which is to create a hello world function, and then it interpreted what it needs to do and actually created or written that code for our main.py file. So let's open that inside our browser to preview it. As well as we can open it directly from here. We have hello world function at the first line and print hello world inside our browser. So let's open that, and here we have it. Output of main.py file, which is hello world. Again, it was very basic and simple example for us to get started, but now you understand what it can actually do. It can read your entire code base, edit files, write files like it just did, and help you fix any errors and automate your development side of things. But the main problem that I have seen using Claude Code directly from your terminal is most of the non-technical people don't have any clue what is going on inside this session. They are kind of lost because they are not comfortable with this interface, and they are much more comfortable with a chat interface so that they can just simply type in their plain prompts and see what is going on without seeing all of these technical jargons. That's why we are going to use Claude Code inside our IDE, which is going to be VS Code. So head over to Visual Studio Code and download this, and yes, it is completely free. As of now, let's close both of this terminal session and start ramping up our Claude Code inside VS Code. I am done installing and setting up VS Code, and again it is very simple and straightforward process. So let's open our VS Code. We are right now at dashboard or home screen of VS Code. Here you will see your recent folders. You can create file, open file, everything from here. But the first thing we need to do is set up our Claude Code extension inside our VS Code. So head over to the sidebar and you will find this 4 blocks square box. Open that, which is an extension marketplace, and search for Claude. Select the first one, which is an official from Anthropic, a blue tick mark, Claude Code for VS Code. Click on install the extension, and as you can see, I am done with it. And you will be able to find this Claude icon at the top right corner. Just simply click on that, and there you go. You have your Claude Code inside your VS Code terminal, which has much better chat interface than just using it inside your terminal. Let's close all of this, make it a full screen. And first thing we need to do is again sign up or log in with our Anthropic account. And now we need to first go inside our project or files that we want to work with. Right now it is access to system or root directory, which means that it can do anything inside a computer, which we generally don't want. And we want to work it inside a particular folder. So what we will do is we will use this folder as an example again, which is demo Claude test. Now let's close this, click on new window, and open that file. I have that inside my desktop. Let me open that. Then just simply open the Claude Code extension, and here we have our Claude Code interface. On the left hand side, we have all of the files that you have inside your project. Right now it has only one file, which is our main.py file. So let's close this and just have our Claude Code interface, so we don't want to get involved with any of the technical stuff. And here you can type and start interacting with your Claude Code session, and you have all the features that you have inside your terminal, but here it is much better. For example, we have our slash model to select the model that we like. So we are right now on Fable, but let's switch again back to Opus 4.8. Then we can select our efforts. I want to go on low effort, and you will get access to all the features and options that you get normally inside your terminal, but inside this IDE, which has much better user interface. To give you my preference, we are going to use Claude Code inside our IDE, which is VS Code, in all of our videos. Why? Because it is simply the best. It has no technicality to it, and if you are coming from non-technical background, this is the perfect place for you to get started with using Claude Code. But that said, you can also use Claude Code inside Claude desktop application. So head over to claude.com/download, and let's download Claude desktop application inside our system. Now I already have it installed, and here is our Claude Code interface inside our Claude desktop application. Here we have our overview of our Claude Code subscription. At the bottom we have our prompt bar, and from here you can change folders for your projects. So let's open our folder of demo Claude test. And that's how you can switch different folders inside Claude desktop application, and whatever I will be doing inside this session will belong to my demo Claude test project files. On top of that, you can easily switch through different models and the effort levels as you like. So on the bottom right hand side we have this model section. You can select any model that you like, and same goes for the effort level. And this last option is your context window limit usage. So if you open it, right now the whole context window is empty because we haven't started our session yet, and this is your plan usage limit. Your 5-hour limit and weekly limit for all the models. Therefore, definitely if you don't want to set up any of this manual configuration, feel free to install a Claude desktop application and start running Claude Code inside it. But there are so many downsides of using Claude here. To give you my concrete reasons why we are using Claude Code inside an IDE, which is in VS Code, and not directly straight away from Claude desktop application, because it is very laggy. Like seriously, it is slow that it will reduce your productivity when you're going through your Claude Code sessions. Plus, this Claude desktop application still has tons of of bugs and errors to it, and that's why you will slightly feel less motivated to use Claude Code from here, and you are better off using it inside your terminal or straight away from an IDE like VS Code. Still, it is your choice on where you want to use Claude. Either it can be inside your terminal, it can be using Claude desktop application, or inside an IDE like Cursor, VS Code, Anti-Gravity, or wherever you want. So that's how you can set up Claude Code inside a system with multiple different options that you can prefer from, and start vibe coding and automating your day-to-day life and your work life with Claude Code, no matter what industry or niche that you belong to.